Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This afternoon, Thanksgiving Day, the 26th of November, 1964, at 2 p.m., the kickoff in the Silver Bowl between the home team Red Tornadoes of Mount Carmel Area High School and the visiting Indians of, or no, they're still the Greyhounds of Shamokin High School. And now the starting lineup for the visiting Shamokin High School Greyhounds. At quarterback, number 11, Van Bittinger. The left end and co-captain, tri-captain, number 20, Bob Cavanaugh. The left halfback, number 31, Dennis Stick. Fullback, number 42, Dave Puffnock. The center, number 52, Gary Christ. The right guard, number 60, John Lamb. The left guard, number 65, Bob Clemick. One of the other tri-captains, the right end, number 70, Bob Copenhaver. Another tri-captain, the left tackle, Bob Amorose. At right tackle, number 75, Rich Ziobra. And the right halfback, number 80, Emery Miller. And the coaching staff, the head coach, Dick Curl, assistants, Mal Paul, Joe Thuraway, Ed Zielinski, director of athletics, Chuck Peters, and high school principal, Claude H. Redley Jr. And now the starting lineup for the home team, Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornadoes. Left end, number 54, Robert Kovac. Left tackle, number 60, Joe Bagashinsky. Left guard, number 71, Charles Carlo. At center, number 82, John Kovac. Right guard, number 72, Vic Bridie. Right tackle, number 62, Steve Zarlinski. Right end, number 55, Jerry Brzezinski. Quarterback, number 19, Joe Baczynski. Right halfback, number 24, William Altmeyer. Left halfback, number 23, Robert Pizzoli. And the fullback, number 22, Wayne Shirek. And the remainder of the Red Tornadoes 1964 squad. The head coach of the Red Tornadoes, Joseph Jazz Dimnick. Assistant coaches, George Rona, Francis Menapace, Edward Stavinsky, Joseph Swatsky, Frank Picatus, athletic director Glenn Mangus, and the high school principal, Mr. Vincent W. McHale. The officials for tonight's game, the referee, Charles Blackburn, umpire, Ed Pistrak, head linesman, Stan Rakowski, and the field judge, Joe Linetti. Number 80, Emery Miller's kickoff goes into the south end zone. And the ball now is brought out to the 20, first and 10. Number 22, Wayne Shiren, fumbles but recovers at the 17. On second and 13 at the 17, number 23, Bob Pizzoli goes up the middle for 7 to the 24. Number 70, Copenhaver on the tackle. Third and 6 at the 24, number 19, Baczynski rolls right, fumbles, and number 52, Gary Christ, recovers for the Shamokin Indians, Greyhounds. Shamokin, first and 10 at the Mount Carmel Area 30. Number 31, Dennis Stick, is stopped for no gain. Second and 10 at the 30. Number 11, Van Bittinger, pass. It's completed to number 70, Copenhaver, who takes it to the 4. Shirent makes the tackle. First and goal at the 4. Dick runs over the right side, 4 yards, and a Greyhound touchdown. On the extra point, Dick's placement is wide left, and Shamokin takes the lead 6-0. Miller's kickoff is taken by the Tornadoes at the 20 and returned to the 38. On first and 10 at the 38, number 24, Altmeyer gets a carry and picks up a yard to the 39. And that brings up a 2nd and 9 at the 39. Pizzoli now gains 5 yards out to the 44. On 3rd and 4 at the 44, the snap is fumbled and recovered by Chris of Shamokin at the 42. That brings up a 1st and 10 for Shamokin at the Mount Carmel area 42. Dick now fumbles and is recovered by number 71, Charlie Carlo, at the Mount Carmel area 41. 1st and 10, Pizzoli picks up 5 yards out to the 46. 2nd and 5 at the 46. Pizzoli on a reverse gives to Altmaier, who gets to the 50. Number 32, Mike Puffnock on the tackle. 3rd and at the 50, Pizzoli gets the 1st down and 2 yards. 1st and 10 at the Shamokin 48. Both sides are offside, and the play is blown dead and replayed. 1st and 10, still at the 48. Shoppy on a misdirection play picks up 8 yards to the 40. Then on 2nd and 2 at the 40, Pizzoli carries down to the 36 and a 1st down, picking up 4 yards. 1st and 10 at the 36, Shoppy follows the block of Zarlinski and gets down for a yard. On 2nd and 9 at the 35, Pizzoli gains 6 out to the 29. Brings up a 3rd and 3 at the 29. Altmaier gets 3 yards to the 26 and picks up the 1st down. On 1st and 10 at the 26, Shiren on a reverse picks up 6. Number 72, Mike Vidro on the tackle. 2nd and 4 at the 20. Altmaier now carries down to the 9-yard line. An 11-yard gain, Bob Kavanaugh making the tackle, number 20. Brings up a 1st and goal at the 9. Paczynski is held to no gain by number 71, Bob Ambrose, who assists on the tackle. And on 2nd and 9, Altmaier tacks on 3 down to the 6. 3rd and 6, Shiren gets 1 yard, but Mount Carmel area is offside. However, Shamokin takes the play. Therefore, it's now 4th and goal at the 5. Altmaier appears to have the touchdown, but the officials rule he is down inside the 1 on the inch line. So, therefore, Shamokin takes over. 1st and 10 at the 1. Dave Puffnock picks up 5 yards. On 2nd and 5 at the 6, Dick gets the 1st down as the 1st quarter comes to an end. Scoreboard now will show Shamokin 6, Mount Carmel 0. Shamokin 1st and 10 at the 11. Dick is held to a yard gain. Then on 2nd and 9 at the 12, Dick is held to no gain as the Red Tornado defense stiffens. 3rd and 9 at the 12, Shamokin fumbles, and number 92, Pulitzer, recovers for Mount Carmel area. 1st and 10 at the 15. And there's the recovery. Pizzoli gets the call, and he takes it to the 3. Saving tackle by Vidro of the Indians. Greyhounds. 1st and goal at the 3. Altmaier goes up the middle, and a Red Tornado touchdown. The extra point attempt by Brzezinski is good. And the score, Mount Carmel area 7, Shamokin 6. On the kickoff, Brzezinski attempts an onside kick, but it's recovered by number 26, Len Rogers, at the 3, at the 34 of Shamokin. So the Red Tornadoes successfully execute with Len Rogers recovering the onside kick. Now we have 1st and 10 at the Shamokin 34. Shiren picks up 4 to the 30. 2nd and 6 at the 30. Pizzoli gets the 1st down. Number 72, Vidro on the tackle. 1st and 10 at the 24. Shiren. Big gain of 15 yards down to the 9 and a 1st down. Andy Bogush, number 12, making the stop for Shamokin. 1st and goal at the 9. Altmaier takes it down to the 7. Brings up a second and goal at the 7. Pizzoli on a nice gainer, but it's wiped out by a 5-yard penalty offsides on the Red Tornadoes. And now on second and 12, Chiron picks up 5 to the 7. On third and goal at the 7, Pizzoli is stopped for a 2-yard loss by the Shamokin left linebacker. On third and goal at the 9, Paczynski back to pass, but the pass is incomplete. And we turn the ball over. Shamokin first and 10 now at the 9. Dick picks up 2 yards, getting out to the 11. On second and 8 at the 11, Dick goes over the right tackle and picks up 5 yards out to the 16. Third and 3 at the 16, Pufnock loses a yard as number 52, Orzechowski, breaks in to make the tackle. Fourth and 4 at the 15, Copenhagen is back to punt. And Copenhagen's punt goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line. And that's Shamokin's 42. First and 10, Red Tornadoes. Chiron picks up 4. Number 32, Mike Pufnock, making the stop. Brings up a second and 6 at the Shamokin 38. And Chiron is held for a 2-yard loss. On third and 8, now at the 40, Paczynski back to pass is sacked. But there is a 15-yard face mask penalty, and it puts the ball on the 42. Third and 10 at the Shamokin 42. Paczynski's pass to Pizzoli only picks up a yard. Number 65, Bob Clemick, making the stop. Fourth and 9 at the 41. Paczynski's pass is down the middle, and it is dropped. And therefore, the Greyhounds take over, first and 10 on their own 41. Bittinger's back to pass, and his pass is overthrown to the sidelines. On second and 10 at the 41, Bittinger again back to pass. This time, his pass is completed. Wide open, number 20, Kavanaugh, who takes it down, 47-yard completion. First and 10 at the Mont Carmel area 31. Dick carries for 3 yards. And that brings up a second and 7 at the 28. Bittinger's pass does get the pass off, but Altmaier back there knocks it down. And now, on third and 7 at the 28, Dick gets the carry and picks up 3 down to 25. That brings up a fourth and 4 at the 25. Bittinger back to pass and completes it to Kavanaugh for 18 yards. Altmaier making the stop. See the Shamokin band ready to get on in halftime. First and goal at the 8. Dick gets 3 yards up to the 5-yard line. And on second and goal at the 5, Dick again gets the carry and goes up the middle to the 2-yard line. On third and goal at the 2, Bittinger crosses up the defense with a jump pass into the end zone to Kavanaugh for the Shamokin touchdown. The PAT is good by Dick, and Shamokin takes a 13-7 lead over the Red Tornadoes. And here the kickoff by Miller is taken by Altmaier on the 20 and returns it to the 34. And that proves to be the last play of the first half. We now pick up further action in the third quarter. Here we have Brzezinski back to punt from his own 17. And Dick takes it around midfield and goes 50 yards down the right side for a Shamokin touchdown. The extra point attempt by Dick is blocked by John Kovac, and it's 19-7 Shamokin. Miller's kickoff goes to Blaze Alexander, who returns 9 yards to the 28-yard line. Mont Carmel area, first and 10 at their own 28. Chiron gets the call and picks up 2. Second and 8 at the 30. Pizzoli fumbles and Shamokin recovers at the Mont Carmel area 39. Shamokin, first and 10 Dick picks up 2 yards down to the 37 of Mount Carmel. On 2nd and 8 at the 37, Bittinger rolls right to pass. Pass is out of bounds, incomplete. That brings up a 3rd and 8 at the 37, and Bittinger's pass is almost picked off by Altmaier, a little short. Then on 4th and 8 at the 37, Copenhagen's punt goes out of bounds at the 24. Mount Carmel area, 1st and 10 at the 24. Baczynski's pass is dropped over the middle. 2nd and 10 at the 24. This time, Baczynski passes complete to number 55, Brzezinski, for 10 yards. 1st and 10 at the 34, Altmaier gets it out to the 36. On 2nd and 8 at the 36, Baczynski's pass is again good to Brzezinski, this time for 5 yards. And on 3rd and 3 at the 41, Altmaier gets down to the 44, which brings up a 4th and inches. Altmaier now goes around left end all the way down to the Shamokin 32, a pickup of 24 yards on the play. 1st and 10 at the 32. Baczynski passes complete to Brzezinski, a nice catch for 8 yards over the middle. 2nd and 2 at the 24. This time Baczynski's pass is picked off. One-handed grab by Dennis Stick at the 5, and he brings it back to his own 22. So now Shamokin 1st and 10 at the 22. Dick gets a carry, 4 yards, but there's a backfield of motion, but it's declined. 2nd and 6 at the 26. Dick loses 1. Brings up a 3rd and 7 at the 25. Bittinger back to pass. Pass is short. On 4th and 7 at the 25, Copenhagen's punt is taken by Pizzoli, who returns from the Mount Carmel area 39 to the Shamokin area 48. On 1st and 10, there is a 15-yard penalty, personal foul, and therefore we start at the 33. Baczynski's pass to Brzezinski is good for a 33-yard touchdown strike. And the PAT is wide left, Shamokin 19, Mount Carmel 13. Brzezinski now kicking off, taken by Dick, who returns from his 15 to the 43. Shamokin now has it 1st and 10 at their own 43. Dick on the carry is held to a yard. Then on 2nd and 9 at the 44, Bittinger on a quick pass to Kavanaugh is good for 7 yards. 3rd and 2 at the Mount Carmel area 49, number 30, Tom Toma gets the first down up to the 47. 1st and 10 at the 47, Dick carries down to the 44, and that proves to be the end of the 3rd quarter. On 2nd and 7 at the 44, Bittinger rolls right and picks up 3 yards. Number 82, Jack Kovac, forcing him out of bounds. 3rd and 4 at the 41, Bittinger's pass is completed. Must be a tackle eligible to number 70, Copenhagen, for 22 yards down the left side. 1st and 10 at the 19, Dick gets back 2. But there's a half the distance penalty, and therefore the ball is now on the 9. On 1st and goal at the 9, Dick goes over the left end, right into the end zone for a Shamokin touchdown. The PAT by Dick is good, and Shamokin now leads 26-13. Miller's kickoff is taken by Pizzoli at the 5 and returned out to the 35 before he's brought down. Mount Carmel takes over 1st and 10 at the 35. Baczynski back to pass, and pass is overthrown. 2nd and 10 at the 35. Shiren on the carry on a nice run, picks up 14 yards all the way down to the 49. 1st and 10 at the 49, a fumble. Giant recovers, and there's a 3-yard loss. Then on 2nd and 13 at the 46, Baczynski back to pass, and Dick picks it off for the Shamokin Greyhounds at the 25 and returns to the 29. Tackled by Brzezinski. Shamokin 1st and 10 at the 29, and Pufnock on the carry picks up 3 yards. Brings up a 2nd and 7 at the 26. Pufnock again gets a carry, and this time he takes it down to the 17-yard line. Nice burst up the middle. On 1st and 10 at the 17, Pufnock gets 5 more down to the 12-yard line. Then on 2nd and 5 at the 12, Toma picks up 2. That brings up a 3rd and 3 at the 10. Pufnock this time, Red Tornadoes stiffen and hold him to no gain. 4th and 3 at the 10. Dick gets 4 yards and a first down. And that brings up a 1st and goal at the 6 for Shamokin. Toma gets down to the 5, but there's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down and goal at the 11. This time, Pufnock goes over the left side down to the 6. 2nd and goal at the 6. Kavanaugh is held to no gain. Then on 3rd and 6 at the 6, Pufnock takes it down to the 4-yard line. And on 4th and goal at the 4, Dick goes over the right end and gets into the end zone for the Shamokin touchdown. The extra point by Dick is good, and it's Shamokin 33, Mount Carmel 13, as you take a look at the scoreboard. Kickoff by Miller goes to Altmaier, and he returns 10 yards from the 33 up to his own 43. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes at the 43. Shamokin is offside, so there's a 5-yard penalty as the play is blown dead. Then on 1st and 5 at the 48, Baczynski's pass is completed to Brzezinski down to the Shamokin 42 and a first down. On 1st and 10 at the Shamokin 42, Baczynski's pass again complete to Brzezinski, who picks up 18 yards all the way down to the 30, Tom Toma on the tackle. On 1st and 10 at the 24, Baczynski's pass is broken up. Then on 2nd and 10 at the 24, Baczynski's pass broken up by number 50, Dave Latshaw. On 3rd and 10, Baczynski again throws into the end zone, but it's incomplete. 4th and 10 at the 24, Baczynski's pass. This time there is interference, a push on Shamokin defender, and the ball is placed on the 12. 1st and 10 at the 12, pass to Shiren is good for 8 yards down to the 4. Altmaier then plunges inside the 1-yard line and a first down. That brings up a quarterback sneak by Baczynski, who goes into the end zone for the touchdown, and the PAT is good by Brzezinski with 2:11 left in the game. Mount Carmel area 20, Shamokin 33. The kickoff, an onside attempt, is covered by Shamokin at their own 47. Shamokin 1st and 10 at their own 47. Pufnock is held to no gain. And then on 3rd and 5 at the 48, Pufnock gets 5 yards out to the 48. On 3rd and 5 at the 48, Bittinger fumbles the snap but recovers for no gain. That brings up a 4th and 5 at the 48. Kavanaugh picks up 3 yards as the game comes. Final score at the 1964 Thanksgiving Day Turkey game. Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornadoes 20 and the Shamokin High School Greyhounds 33. The following individuals volunteered their time and expertise in order to preserve the proud tradition of Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes football history.